I am coming on again only for a few minutes. And I pray that the family will listen to the messages. I don't even have a message. I have, I feel like I'm sounding a trumpet. It is, I'm grateful that the Most High would even take the time to show me. And for the longest, I would say, Father, I'm not having no dreams. I'm not seeing anything. And it was because he wasn't doing all of the talking that everybody else was doing, or he chose in his sovereignty the ones that he wanted to show certain things to. Okay. And so it wasn't me just studying something and coming before you sometimes, or a lot of times, but not always. Certain things were just prophetically flowing, or either, the word, how he gave it to me as Holy Spirit. But in this case, these are definitely dreams and warnings that I cannot ignore. And so I pray that others would find it. And I'm going to go ahead and speak so that they don't start interrupting the broadcast. I named this one, what did I call this particular broadcast? Another showing. That's right. I laid down and went to sleep after I came with the first one. If you haven't seen the first one from this morning, at about 5 o'clock, go back and look at that one, or listen to it and then come here again. So when I finally laid down, my heart was broken again. I felt that grieving spirit. It was hard. I couldn't shake it off me, but my body was tired and I slept. And the Father took me into another vision, or another dream, I should say. And in this particular one, my mother, my biological mother and father was standing there, and they was talking to me about, had I taken the snake bite. That that's what my biological father was saying, but he just asked me, but he didn't say anything else. And then my mom began to say, I was telling her about the Exodus viewing, that I had downloaded on my phone. I tried to put it on here, and it takes you to, I think, just different stories. And if you see my story at the top, you can view it. Or if you go to my Facebook, you would see it. And so when I was trying to show my mother in the dream the Exodus, I could never find it. I was trying to show it and I couldn't. So she was just kind of standing there like, okay, like, I guess you ain't gonna show. And then the dream flipped over to something else. There was no more anything about my biological mother and father. And I believe the reason why I couldn't show it to them is because it wasn't meant for them to see. Everybody will not be leaving on the Exodus. Everybody will not be leaving with the Exodus. If you believe in a rapture, then I don't have any words for that. I don't never say that there won't be one. I really can't say. I've seen something close to it before, but I'm not sure if that's even what I was looking at. And that was during the time that I was heavily in the church. So I don't really want to say that he won't do it. Okay. So there's no debate with that. You just trust the Father for however he show you that you getting out of here. Let that be the way that he shows you. Again, I turned on my phone before I laid down, and another lady was talking about boats. Boats. She didn't say anything more. I didn't hear all of it. I went to sleep. All right. In the dream, my biological mother and father were there asking me questions, a couple of questions, and then I couldn't produce any footage for my mother to see. My father just asked me about, did I take the snake bites, and nothing more. That was it. Then the train flipped over to me in a looked like I was in a room or a house, and I saw a particular lady that be on YouTube. Now, this woman is a married woman. I know she's a Hebrew Israelite, but I don't know, never really. I looked at their channel a couple of times, and that was it. I believe that she's about her business, but the channel just, I don't know, broadcast on YouTube. It was okay. And so, I, I don't know. Anyways, I saw her with their Hebrew garb on, their heads were covered. She picked up her children for some reason and put them in the closet. And I don't know if it was to hide them, preserve them, but I believe now, looking back at the dream, it means separation. She was separating her children and putting them behind the wall, or behind the doors of safety. That's what I believe it meant. And then the next thing I know, I went outside, and when I went outside, I saw beams of light, like light, how can I say it? Like lights in the sky. And I was like, you know, I don't know, it was just I just saw lights, okay? I can't really express, and I don't know that part, so I have to pray about it. But as quickly as I saw lights in the distance, I saw a military plane, like a military helicopter. And I remember saying in my dream, Father, you said that you would deliver your children before the war. That's what I remember saying. And so I saw the helicopter. He was flying kind of low, but it went on where it was going. And then the next thing I know, I remember falling to the ground like I was in worship and I was pleading for the Father to deliver his people out. Like, don't leave one of us behind. Please don't. And that's what I saw with that. And then as I went into the house, I remember the same lady from YouTube that separated her children yelled out, "Get your stuff. It's time to go." I mean, she said it with such a force. It's time to go. That's how she put it. And I looked down at her feet and she had on what looked like construction boots, like a very tough boot, and she said, "It's time to go," and she grabbed her bag, and I remember saying like, I was standing in the floor, and I looked, and she said, "Let's go now," and I remember thinking immediately, "That's the call," and I said, "Okay," and I was going, and I said, I remember saying, "I would like to get my grandbaby." And I thought she was gonna say, "Nope, you gotta leave her behind," but she said, "Okay," and we headed out, and I didn't see anything more. So, I'm on here just to share with you all and not to make you afraid, that you would pray, that you would cry out to the Most High, that you would forgive whomever, that you would unharden your heart, that you would watch what you say and you do in this hour, and also that you would dress appropriately. Dress according to his word, modesty. Come up out of all of that trying to be cute, sexy, heels. And I say this all the time because if it's time to go, you're going to be lost. There's no way you would make it in the wilderness with half the stuff that I see most people having on. And I'm telling you now, that kind of behavior, sexual, sensual, seductive, rude, disrespectful, haughty, prideful, mean, bitter, none of that is going, none of it. So if you find yourself in any of these places, ask the Father to forgive you and cry out for his mercy. And so the warning is coming stronger than it ever has. Anybody that know me know that I don't really do a whole lot of this. I kind of talk about what's happening in the world, but I'm telling you the time to go is closer than close, and war is on its way. It's in the horizon. Also, I spoke to my husband this morning. He said it looked like it's 7 o'clock p.m. there, and right now they're 6 hours ahead of us, and it's dark, black outside. Then I heard when I turned on my phone, they said that there's some type of eclipse happening that he didn't even know anything about. So the Father keep confirming things. But as soon as I flip the phone on, I'm not even scrolling on the internet or nothing. It'll just be like a news that'll pop up or a YouTube that I need to look at. And my YouTubes are geared towards how I believe. My YouTubes are not rump shaking and foolishness, entertainment, nothing like that. Everything has always been geared towards the Father. Every now and again, I might put something that I find interesting there. Anybody saw my story on Facebook? I showed false prophets, had a man or preachers preaching in a bedroom, and a man came in and told him, I guess it was his dad, for him to get off that mic and go take the garbage out and go take a bath, just to show you how people look one way on television or on their broadcast, but behind the scene is something totally different. The other one that I posted where a woman jumped up on the stage and the man, I mean, she was enjoying his music and he turned around and punched her in the face. The state of man, people have to read what I'm saying. Sometimes I know they might not understand, like, why did she post this? Well, I post what stands out. It's not even about always what's popular or what people think I should post. Never mind that. Never mind that. War is on the horizon. Family, get yourselves together. I cannot stress it enough. I'm done. Have a blessed day. Uh, man, shalom and peace. And I pray that mercy and grace shall follow you all the days of your lives. Be blessed.